Hey guys, Lord Ninja here, and today we're be doing part 3 of What If Deku was trained by Mihawk. And yeah, just to tell you guys now, just to tell you guys something I forgot to mention in the last part, which I am sorry that it took me so long. But yeah, the disease that he got from All Might, aka his father, and if you don't remember what's in this story, go back and watch the previous parts. Anyway, yeah. The disease that he got from All Might only affects his armament hockey, nothing else. So, yeah. So, he mastered his amortization hockey so much that he can read emotions perfectly. Like, if he saw, like, even a small amount of selfishness or evil intentions in you, he would not trust you one bit. But with Conzel, she was just imagine the most purest person ever. That's what the emotions that Suku felt from her. Like no selfish or evil intentions. So he wanted to give her a chance. So yeah, last we left off, the OSJ attack happened, and pretty much Suku made it so Quinzel would stay with him from now on, and yeah, and they and yeah, the next day, Suku and Quinzel would go to the school, and yeah, Quinzel's seat would be pretty much right behind Suku, and yeah, those two would just be silent. No, everyone would be talking so loud, but only Quinzel and Izuku would just be talking silently. Yeah, then once Aizawa got into the room, once Suku heard the door open like a tiny bit, he shut up. And when Quinzel just saw him stop talking, she looked at the door and shut up as well. And yeah, once all the others saw Aizawa walk into the room, yeah, they shut up as well. And yeah, and Aizawa would tell them that they have because of the USJ incident, that they have 2 months off in the second month to get ready for the sports festival. And yeah, so and Raka would be asking pretty much what about what? Yeah, wait, no. Medana would be saying, "Are you sure? Are you sure it's safe?" And yeah, Aizawa would just say that they're gonna do it anyway because yeah, and yeah, then during those 2 months, once Suku and Quindel got back home after school, yeah, Quinzel and Suku just started training very hard. And yeah, Zuko made sure Quinzel was ready for the sports festival. He knew he was ready, but he didn't know if she was ready. So yeah, they trained her with Zuko trained her, making sure she was good, like she had good skill, and well, she was strong and fast enough without her quirk, and then trained her with her quirk to make it so she would master her quirk as fast as possible. And yeah, at the end of the 2 months, she got close to mastering it, close to making it so it would feel like she's didn't even use her quirk when she's in her quirked form. So yeah. And if you guys don't remember, this is what she looks like when she transforms in, with her quirk. Yeah, so and yeah, when they get to the US, when they get to the sports festival, yeah, they call up Zuku. Well, they call up. Yeah, and before they would say Zuku, yeah, he would just glare at them, and then they would actually say what he he wants to be called by now, Zoro Mihawk, if I remember correctly. So yeah, and yeah, then he would walk up and just pretty much say, "The future is not set in stone, so as far as we know, I could win, or someone else could win. All I have to say is, do your best. Because if you don't, I won't." And yeah, and he'll just walk off, and yeah, some people, pretty much, a few people would just be booing him. And yeah, and I forgot to mention something. If Suku doesn't see something that doesn't see something that he should give respect to in you, yeah, he won't give you any respect whatsoever. Yeah, so the Midnight would say, oh, and yeah, and yeah, then Midnight would spin the wheel, and yeah, it would land on the obstacle course, which would be the race. And then when Midnight said start, yeah, Suki would immediately jump up, and the moment Quenzel saw Suki getting ready to jump, she activated her quirk and started flying. And yeah, at the moment he jumped, he also did a front flip so he could get in front of almost everyone. And both Quenzel and Zoro or Zuku would be in first. And they would. And yeah, well, Quenzel would be in second because Zuku's faster than her. Then yeah, after a few seconds, Quenzel and Izuku would be at the. We'll get to the area where you would need to go, where a lot of people have to go across a rope. But Zuko and Quenzel, no. Zuko jumped straight over the canyon and just continued running. And Quenzel just kept flying. And yeah. Then once they got to the minefield, oh, and I forgot to mention, since he knows that pretty much no one here can defeat him, he's gonna use his second smallest sword, which would be a knife. Cause yeah, he knows he's not as skilled as Mihawk, so he ain't gonna try a crazy small weapon. So yeah. Then then Zuku would just jump over the minefield and get to the finish line. And yeah, Zuko would get first place and Quenzel would get in second. And Zuka, if I remember correctly, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's her name, got third place. And yeah, didn't win. Yeah, then it went to the cavalry battle. It would be just Quintel and Izuku is, yeah, he doesn't trust anyone else. And Quintel and Izuku would just get first place. Because, yeah, no one can really touch Izuku or the headband. And, yeah, so, yeah. And I can't remember when I made it so he would trust Kirishima, but I'm gonna retcon that if I did. He doesn't trust anyone in the class except Quinzel. So yeah. And when it came to the 1v1s, when he went up against Shinso, and Shinso tried to make him speak so he could get him under his quirk, yeah, no. And remember, since he masters an observation hockey so much that he can sense your feelings, yeah, he also has that thing that Kurogiri had. No, that wasn't his name. Anyway, he basically is able to see into the future by 5 minutes. So yeah. Well, by 5 minutes. So yeah, he would just, but he wouldn't use that because he knows that, yeah. And he wouldn't show respect to Shinso at all. And yeah, Shinso would be just saying stuff that doesn't even, and yeah, he would be talking about Zuku's class. And when when he said it, his life must have been so great. And yeah, Zuku just went and yeah, that made Izuku mad when he said that. And yeah, the moment he said that, Shinso blinked for when Shinso blinked for a second, Zuko was straight right in front of him, right in his face. And yeah, and when that happened, Shinso got so startled that he accidentally disabled his quirk. And yeah, once Zuko realized he wasn't using his quirk anymore, because yeah, I'm just gonna say when Shinso's trying to use his quirk, his eyes are glowing a very, very slight purple. And since, but with Zuko having hawk eyes, you could see that very clearly. You know, and what makes you think I had that type of life? You brat. Then he would just be like, and yeah, he would just grab Shinso by his shoulder and start crushing the shoulder. Because yeah, that's the one thing he hates. People thinking he had a good life, when in fact, he did not. And yeah, then he would just be like, you are not worth my time, you weakling. And he would just throw him off the stage. and walk off still mad. And yeah, Class 1A would have seen that, and yeah, they would be confused, except Quinzel is, yeah. And yeah, then Quinzel would walk up to it, Suku, when she saw him and comfort him and try to calm him down, which she was able to. And yeah, Suku, but he was still mad that someone thought he had a good life. Remember, he pretty much has the same scars as Zoro, so yeah. And yeah, then, yeah, and we get to Quintel's fight, which she wins. And I'm gonna say, instead of Uraka going against Bakugo, it's Quinzel that goes to face him. And yeah. But the one thing Izuku won't teach Quinzel is hockey. As yeah, they don't know about hockey yet. Only Izuku does it. And he doesn't even think she would be able to use it, so yeah. And yeah, when Izuku when Quinzel goes to face against Bakugo, yeah, Quinzel wins, but getting injured greatly. And yeah. And Izuku was getting kind of worried. Yeah. This is a person he trusts more than his own family. Or she's the closest thing to the trust he had with Mihawk. So yeah. And when she got back, he would quickly run up to her and ask if she was okay. And just pick her up and take her to Recover Girl as fast as he can. Because, yeah. And yeah. And yeah, she would be flustered and he's like, "What are you doing?" And like, and yeah. Zuku would have been just like, "I'm taking you to Recover Girl." And yeah, and yeah. He would say this under his breath, but she could hear it. He would say under his breath, but she could still hear it, "I don't want you dying on me." And yeah, she would start blushing. Yeah. Pretty much the highest person in this school, and the only person they had seen her as a person instead of a thing. Didn't want to see her like this. So yeah. And once they got to Recover Girl fixed her up as best she could. And yeah, then when it was him against Shoto, Endeavor went out to him and pretty much, yeah, the same thing. Endeavor said the same thing towards Zuku, but yeah, Zuku would just look at him with a death glare. Just be like, yeah, he would just be like, I'm surprised he hasn't tried to run away from you. You big flame of trash. And he would say that while walking away, and yeah. He never would get angry, but he knows he can't harm Izuku. So he would just like, and just walk off, and yeah. When Izuku got to the stage, yeah, he would just be like, and yeah, once Izuku got to the stage, Quinzel could tell that he's a little bit more mad than usual. And then when the Potter asked if they're ready to fight, yeah, they both nodded, and yeah, and then the Potter said, "Oh," and yeah, Shoto would immediately start firing off ice. Then Suku and K-Zoro would grab out his second smallest weapon and just slice the air, and it would immediately cut the ice. But not reach Shoto, but the wind behind it would force Shoto back. And yeah, Suku was making sure it wouldn't harm Shoto, and yeah. And yeah, he did have his 3 swords on him, but he was using his second smallest because, yeah, with the others, he didn't even use his weapons. But with Shoto, where he shows a little respect to, he was actually use his skill against, but not only like 1% of it, not its full extent. And yeah, Shoto would just keep firing blasts at him. Well, ice blast, but yeah. And each time he did it, Suku got closer and closer. And yeah, Suku would just look at him and be like, and yeah. When Shoto would look at Suku's face, yeah, it would have, Suku's face would be one of annoyance and a tad bit of pissed off. And yeah, Shoto would be confused. And then Suku would just be like, and yeah. And yeah, then Suku would just grip onto his second smallest weapon a little bit tighter. And just be like, and then just be like, yeah, then he would just sit, then he would be like, you know what? Fuck it. And he'd be like, then he would just yell out, "Hey, flaming trash bag!" And yeah, everybody would be confused with Endeavor being mad and like, what would happen if you saw your perfect project have a wound on him worse than the one he already has? And yeah, the heroes would be like, he's going to, and yeah, Endeavor would get a little bit more mad. Then Izuku will look at Shoto and be like, Shoto, if you want to survive this, use your fire side. Before. And then Suki would bring out his bloodlust and say, before you die. And use his strongest attack with his knife. And Shoto be like, I ain't using that best. And Shoto would just be like, shut and get out of the way. And also saying, I ain't using his quirk. And Suku would just be like, it is not his quirk. And everybody would start to see something flowing off Izuku. Some dark and bright energy. But it wouldn't be electricity. And Zuko would start activating his Conqueror's Hockey. And since he knew Shoto was immune to it. And he was so angry that he activated Conqueror's Hockey to a point where it started cracking the wall. And knocking people out. And he'd be like, it is not his quirk. It is yours. And then all the glass in some of the walls around the USA broke off the wall or shattered. And then Shoto would have a flashback of his past. And he would finally use it, and Zuko would be like, good, Shoto. Now use it for yourself, not for him. And then he would say, then Zuko would yell out, one sword style, 180-pound cannon. And he would throw his attack at Shoto. And Shoto would use his attack. And he would, then Zoro would, then Shoto would be like, thank you, Mihawk. Yes, remember that's Zuko's last name. And Zuko didn't. Like, then when Zuko seen that he countered his attack and like, good, Shoto. You've gained enough respect from me. And he would put his second smallest weapon away and then grab one of his 3 swords. And he would grab this one out and like, good, Shoto. You've shown me something that requires respect. And for that respect, I will use one of my swords on you. And Shoto would smile at that, and then she would be like, be ready. And then he would be like, then he would be like, one sword style. One sword style. Death Lion song. And then he would make the same exact. Then he would make a wound deep enough to where it would become a scar on Shoto's chest. But it would not kill him. And Shoto would fall to the ground, unconscious. And everybody would be thinking that he's dead. But then Zuko then grabbed Shoto from over his shoulder and just say, "He's fine. He's just unconscious. I made sure of that." But he will also remember this day. And yeah, he'll just walk off to recover a girl. And yeah. And when she saw the wound on Shoto's chest, she would be like, "You idiot!" And Zuko would just be like, "If you want to call someone an idiot, say that to Endeavor." And do not heal that wound. I want him to remember this day. And yeah, he would just turn around and walk back to class, walk back to his class. And yeah. And that's where I'm going to end it off for now. Anyway, if you guys like this, like, subscribe, and comment for more. And I'm sorry if this is not shorter than my other videos. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.